So just a quick preface to the video. Media hysteria in a situation like this is one of the last things we need. And the irony is not lost on me that I'm making a YouTube video about it. But if you're thinking about going out and buying 100 cans of spaghetti, just take into account that in 3 or 4 years' time, when the cans expire, you're going to have 100 cans of spaghetti to eat in a week. So instead of buying 100 cans of spaghetti in one go, buy a couple of extra every week you do shopping, and that'll just take the strain off the system. If you have bought 100 cans of spaghetti or whatever, consider once this pandemic passes and we have a vaccine, or however the situation ends, donating to one of the charities I'll link in the description below, so that someone who can't afford one can of spaghetti can have a few extra meals. The reason I'm making this video is if a percentage of the population is self-sufficient, it takes the strain off the rest of the system so that we can avoid a total societal crash if the worst situation does come about. Enjoy the video. So this is it. Society's breaking down. You've closed the front gate to your house for the last time. Are you prepared? Welcome to Hoochos. Today I'm going to walk you through my survival playlist. So first of all, you'll need a water source. For most people, their primary water source is going to be their roof. For every 1 millimeter of rain you get, each square meter on your roof gives you 1 liter of water. So, for instance, I have a 250 square meter catchment on my roof, which means that every 4 millimeters of rain I get on my roof accounts for 1,000 liters of water in the tank. Water is your primary necessity in a situation like this. It will supply you with water for drinking, water for hydroponics, and water for brewing, as well as water for cleaning and general household chores. It's all well and good to have a water tank, but how are you going to access the water? Is your pump on mains power? How are you going to access the water the way you want to access the water when you need it? Having an inverter on your 12-volt system and running a power cord could be the difference between showers and no showers. Alternatively, you can consider having one of these on hand. This is a 12-volt constant pressure pump designed for RVs. It could be the difference in a survival situation between a bucket and a pressurized shower. It's unlikely that you'll have access to a secondary water source unless you live on a property, but having a dam to water your food garden is always a bonus. If you do have a property, you can check out my how to build a dam video here. Number 2 after water is beer. You're gonna need beer in a survival situation. Now, beer can be stored easily in the form of malt kits and fermented when needed. You can either keg it, and if you run out of CO2, which is highly likely in an extended survival situation, you can revert back to bottling and using sugar to pressurize the bottles. So as long as you've got enough malt kits and sugar, you've got beer. But to keep the beer cold, you'll need electricity. So to keep that beer cold, you're going to need refrigeration. Refrigeration requires electricity. In a pandemic situation, utilities may be cut off. So you need a backup power source. Backup power source comes in the form of a dual battery system in your vehicle. In this video, I'll show you how to install your own dual battery system in your vehicle. A dual battery system in your vehicle also allows you to leave at any point and take with you some luxuries in life. So you've run out of fuel. You don't have fuel in your car to run the alternator to charge the batteries to supply you with electricity. You need a solar regulator and some solar panels. In this video, I show you how to install a solar regulator and solar panels on your vehicle. So you've got your solar panels, you've got your solar regulator, you've got your dual battery system, it's running your fridge, your beer's cold. What are you going to do? You need a media center. So in this video, I show you how to install an off-grid 12-volt media center for all your downloaded content. It also allows you to run gaming devices off the grid. So you're playing Zelda and you've had a couple of beers and it's snack time. But what are you going to eat? Your tinned food's there, but it's only going to last so long. Tinned food has a shelf life. So you walk out the back to your hydroponic system. Fantastic. Fresh food forever. In this video, I show you how to make that hydroponic system. But wait, don't the pumps turn off once the power goes out? Not if you make it off grid. In this video, I show you how to do that. This system will also run off your primary water source. So you need to calculate whether you've got enough primary water to run both your hydroponic system and to keep you alive. You'll also need to stock up on hydroponic nutrient, but the benefit of hydroponic nutrient is it doesn't have a shelf life as long as it's stored correctly. As well as all these things, I recommend having a stash of firewood, a couple of months worth of canned food, medical supplies, and individual requirements that I can't specify here because each individual will have their own necessities. Fantastic. So you've got all this extra green food. What are you going to do with the extra? Well, are you sick of eating veggies? Poultry. I've got ducks and chickens in here, and they can convert my excess hydroponic green waste into eggs and meat. I'd highly recommend chickens if you have the means to keep them without buying seed. Another thing I'd highly recommend is a vegetable garden. This is the easiest to prepare. Pretty much any house has a garden that you can grow your own veggies in. You just need to know how to do it. Unfortunately, I'm not too much of a green thumb when it comes to soil gardening, so I'll leave that to other YouTube channels. Self-sufficient me will help you. Now a final point, because if I don't cover it, people will point out I haven't covered it. Personal protection. I don't own a gun. I won't own a gun. And you don't need me to tell you need a gun if you want to own a gun. So if you need to own a gun, own a gun. My form of personal protection is my size and my smarts. As well as that, we live a long way from any major city centre. And at the end of a dead-end road, that can easily be blocked off so that it doesn't look like it exists at all. Finally, I'd recommend a reliable vehicle that has most of the things that you need to survive away from your residence, because you don't know when you'll need to up and leave. So you don't want to have to scramble to pack things just in case there's a threat that you haven't foreseen. You can watch all of my camper conversion videos on a specific camper conversion playlist, and you can watch all of the videos that I've talked about here today in my survival playlist. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hoochos. I'm no prepper, but self-sustainability is the precursor to preparation. I'll see you next time on Hoochos.